Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your sets. This title is not misleading. As we know it, remote raiding is coming to an end. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. Let's get on with the video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. It's the boy True Inferno. Today's date is Thursday, March the 29th. And I'll be honest, I had no intentions. I had no desire to make any videos for Thursday because I need to start packing for my trip to Fort Wayne, which is under there's a situation going on with that, but I'm not gonna explain what that is. But speaking of situations, we got one that's gonna start up next week, and that is, as we know it, the end of remote raiding. So let me give you guys the details regarding the changes that are going to happen to remote raiding. Now, officially, remote raiding will still be in the game, but there's going to be some major changes that the online community will not like. So let me go over these changes. I'm not going to show y'all the graphic. Y'all can see for see for yourselves at PokemonGoLive.com. They're probably going to tweet about it at the same time I drop this video as well. So yeah, there you go with that. So let's get straight into it. Trainers, we want to give you a heads up about changes coming to Pokemon Go's remote raid passes. These changes are designed to rebalance the game and ensure it's enjoyed by trainers for years to come. The changes will go into effect on April 16th at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is 2 p.m. Daylight or Eastern Daylight Time rather. So let's talk about the pricing adjustment. Yes, there are going to be some changes to the pricing. So check this out. The price of the Remote Raid Pass 3-pack, or I'm going to call it triple pack, will increase from 300 Pokecoins to 525 Pokecoins. Then also, the price of a single Remote Raid Pass will increase from 100 Pokecoins to 195 Pokecoins. And then you got a Premium Battle Pass, which is the regular Raid Pass, that they're going to have a triple pack now in the game, and that will be 250 Pokecoins. Now, just to remind you, a single regular raid pass costs 100 Pokecoins. So if you get the triple pack, you're saving 50 Pokecoins. So there you go with that. Now, I do also want to point out, so with the increase, the triple pack for the remote raid pass, that's a 225 Pokecoins difference. And then for the single remote raid pass, that's a 95 Pokecoins increase right there as well. So basically that's $2 USD. Because remember now, there's going to be taxes. There's going to be taxes. So even like if you buy like $1 worth of Pokecoins, USD of course, there's taxes. So it may be like 105, depending on what your tax state is. So mine will be like 0.06%. So mine's gonna be like $1.06. So for this, I'm looking at $2.12. So yeah, there you go. That's just for one remote raid pass. So keep that in mind as well. And then if I want to get like a triple pack, they have to drop $6 worth. So that would be like $6.36. So is it worth it? I'll be honest, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So keep that in mind. And again, when I talk about all these currencies, this is under USD. So I don't know what it is in your local area. Depending on where you are, it's higher. So I don't know. Take that as you will. Now, let's take a look at this one. Remote raid participation limit. Basically, there's going to be a limit in you using your remote raid passes. So check this out. Trainers will be able to participate in a maximum of not six, which was rumor, which was leak. It's not 6. You know what it is? It's 5. It's 5. It's not 6. It's 5. So this is worse. This is worse. So you can do 5 remote raids per day. And this maximum may change and increase for a special event. So I'm going to throw that in there as well. So yeah. And we're going to talk about this obviously because there's a lot of people who like to host raids. There's a little thing called online communities and things of that nature. So we'll get more on that in a second. Now let's take a look at the remote raid passes. So check this out. So Remote raid passes will be included in the pool of potential rewards for research breakthrough boxes. Okay. Remote raid passes via remote research breakthrough box will still be subjected to the existing inventory limit of 3 remote raid passes per trainer. Which brings me to the next one. If a trainer earns a remote raid pass from a research breakthrough box while at the 3 remote raid pass limit, they will receive a regular battle pass, a regular raid pass instead. So basically, what they're saying, well, before I get to that, let me read the bulletin here. Purchases of remote raid pass triple pack will still allow you to hold up to 5 remote raid passes if you purchase it with 2 remote raid passes already in your inventory. So what they're saying is this: if you have 2 remote raid passes in your inventory, you can go to the shop and get the triple pack and have 5. However, if let's say you have 3 remote raid passes in your inventory and you complete the research breakthrough and you open the box, your remote raid pass will be downgraded, and that's what this is according to, based off of pricing. It will be downgraded to a regular raid pass that would be in your inventory. So even if you have 3, like for example, let's say you have 2 in your inventory. I don't know how many you could get from the research breakthrough box. You could get 3, I don't know. But instead of you getting 3, because you had 2 in your inventory, those 3 remote raid passes will then be downgraded into 3 regular raid passes. That's more likely what's going to happen. So before you claim your research breakthrough box, make sure that you have 0 remote raids in your inventory. Then claim your research breakthrough box. See how many remote raid passes you're going to get from that. And if you want to buy more with these prices, there you go with that. Now, we're not done yet, though. So, let's move on to the Candy XL. So, check this out. Trainers who participate in 5-star raids in person will earn more Candy XLs than before. Then there's a 2-page paragraph at the end. So, I'm going to read that for you guys real quick. Since their introduction in 2020, remote raid passes have come to dominate the experience of playing Pokemon Go in a raid we never intended, which is true. Rewarding trainers with additional Candy XLs and adding other new features are 2 of the raids we hope to further incentivize playing Pokemon Go in person with your friends, family, and community. We plan to keep remote raid passes as part of Pokemon Go. However, we believe this change is necessary for the long-term health of the game, and we do not make it lightly. We feel this is a necessary step towards our goal of preserving and improving the unique experience of playing Pokemon Go, a game we hope you continue to enjoy long into the future. Now, and that's it. Now, before I pretty much rip this apart, I'm going to look at it from Niantic point of side and present it to you like this. Because people, I'm the perfect example of this, folks. If there was a new legendary raid that came out, or in a few weeks, Tapu Bulu is going to come back, but its shiny form going to make its debut for the first time. I'm remote raiding like crazy until I get it. And once I get it, or get a certain number of them, I'm done raiding. I'm not going out to do any in-person raids because I'm done. I'm Gucci. So even if Tapu Bulu, or I said it again, even if Tapu Bulu comes back, I already got the shiny. I got a good number of shinies. Why do I need to do raids anymore? And that's not what Niantic wants. I've been on a raid hiatus for weeks. And it's because the legendaries that they brought out, I already got the shinies, I already got the ones that have good IVs, and it's like, well, I don't have Shundos. I have no Shundo legendary, but the desire to do raids aren't there. They're not there. Because even though I have a bunch of regular raid passes, who's out doing raids like they used to? Nobody. Let's be honest. Not a lot of people. There may be some, but overall, it's not what it used to be. So, yeah. So, knowing that, why I go out and try to do a raid in person, and it might be me by myself or me and one other person, and that's not enough to take down the current the current tier 5 raid boss, which is Lugia. You need more than just 2 people. So, there's no point. So, stuff like this is a problem. You know, it's a problem in terms of people doing more raids, people going out there and hanging out with the community and doing raids. Now, again, I will say this as well. Some of my best moments outside of traveling to Go Fest and to the Safari Zones and all these in-person events and hanging out with, you know, Training Tips and Lando Alpha and Mrs. Mind, stuff like that, as I'm losing my voice. Those are phenomenal times. But some of my greatest moments involving Pokemon Go was when I was out raiding with my local community. Because once upon a time, we would have raid parties where we would all carpool and go from gym to gym to gym to gym to gym to gym to gym for hours and do raid in person. Sometimes we'll bring pizza, you know, we'll bring food, wherever the case may be. Those were some phenomenal times that I had. And if it wasn't for in-person raids, I wouldn't discover Dearborn like I do now. Because once upon a time, what did I know Dearborn for? Fairlane Mall, and then across the freeway from Fairlane Mall, it was a GameStop, it was a Best Buy, it was an Olive Garden, it was a Target, it was a Walmart, and whatever stores that are over there. That's it. Outside of that, I'm not going to Dearborn. I have no reason to go to Dearborn. You know, if it wasn't for Pokemon Go, I wouldn't be going to Taylor, I wouldn't be going to Downriver, I wouldn't be going to Livonia like that, I wouldn't be going to Redford like that, I wouldn't be going to Kenton, I wouldn't be going to Ann Arbor, I wouldn't be going to Plymouth, I wouldn't be going to Novi, I would not be hitting up any of these places if it wasn't for Pokemon Go and if it wasn't for raiding, in-person raiding. Because now I discovered communities in Dearborn, communities in Taylor, especially the Downriver community, communities in Kenton, communities in, Redford, communities in Livonia, and all these crazy places. You know, all these parks and amazing spots that are literally in my own backyard around the Metro Detroit area. I would never have discovered any of this if it wasn't for in-person raiding. So, and I will be honest, there'll be times when I miss it because we will be hanging out, having a good time, getting these shinies, going out and hunting. And you might say, well, what's the difference between getting the shinies and getting everything you want for remote raid passes or remote raiding as opposed to going out and doing that? You're going out and doing that. That's the whole point. Niantic wants you to go out and do that as opposed to staying at home and do that. So there you go with that. And obviously by going out, you're going to get an incentive by getting more Candy XL, and then you're going to take part in other new features wherever that is. And yeah, so while me personally, am I affected by this change? Not really. Not really. There's one part about the change that I don't like, which I'll get into it in a few short seconds. But for the most part, I have no problem with this change. For me, this is for me. Not for you, for me. Now, let's tear this up, Sari. Now we're going to go from me to you. So, what's wrong with this whole scenario? Now, one of the things you may say, let's get some false issues out the way here that I might like to call it. Some of you might say, well, they increased the prices of remote raid passes. They're being greedy. No, they're not. That's not greed because there's a limit. So right off the bat, if they wanted to be greedy, they could have easily said no limit and just increased the prices of remote raiding. And guess what? Most of you will be paying these prices to do these raids with no limit. And in that case, yeah, you can make a case to say, yeah, they're greedy. But once again, Niantic have put in a feature where they could have easily take advantage of it and say, yo, we about to make a kill out of it. But instead, they put a limit. Why did they do that? Because they want you to go out and play as opposed to making money. And again, I said this many times before, I'll say it again. There are way more greedy gaming companies out there than Pokemon Go, than Niantic. For example, you see this letter right here? You see that? That says 2K. 2K is a prime example. I wish I have another example on me nearby, but I don't. But does the letters EA ring a bell? Yeah. Yeah, those are at least two examples I can give you. Oh, how about this one? Activision Blizzard? Anybody? You know, Diablo Immortal? Yeah, don't that ring a bell? The game where if you want to reach level 80 or whatever the case may be, you have to drop $100,000? Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, and some of y'all want to call Niantic greedy. Yeah. Nah. Once again, this don't prove that Niantic is greedy. But there are issues that exist within Niantic when it comes to decisions like this. And one of the things I want to talk about is the incentive, because here's the thing about this whole scenario. And y'all going to see this article in PokemonGoLive.com or on their Twitter, wherever the case may be. They are willing to give you in great details all the negatives that are a part of this announcement. The negatives, what I'm talking about. How much does the remote raid pass will cost starting next week? How much will the triple pack cost starting next week? You know, negatives. What can you do? Like Research Breakthrough Box. They don't tell you how many remote raid passes you can get, which is a positive because you get that for free. Positive. They don't tell you the exact amount. There's no detail with that, but they will quick to say, oh, if you have like 3 or more remote raid passes already, and then you claim your Research Breakthrough Box, then that free remote raid pass will be downgraded to a premium raid pass. Again, they're being detailed with the negative, but they're being vague with the positive. So again, yeah, if you go out and do raids and presents, you'll get more Candy XL. How much more though? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 10? Is it 20? We don't know. Why? Because a positive feature like that, they're vague with it. They don't tell us, which is a problem. And again, you'll get this no Candy XL. Again, they don't say the exact amount. And other new features. What are these other new features? Again, they don't tell us. Vague. Positive stuff. Vague. Negative stuff. We're going to be more detailed and explain everything about that. But positive stuff, we're vague with it. So, I'm not going to say what I said behind closed doors, but I will say this. If that additional Candy XL is less than 5, that is a major downgrade, a major disappointment of a trade-off, and pretty much a slap in the face. I'll be honest. I'll be whole honest with you guys on that notion. Now, let's talk about why I'm going to be affected by it just by a little bit. Because even when I do eventually raid, I like to raid with people all around the world. You know, when these new raid bosses come out, who's going to get it first? New Zealand, then Australia, then Japan. And guess who I'm trying to get raids from? New Zealand, Australia, Japan. And it's not like I can walk down these places. So I gotta use remote raid passes to do them. But the problem is, if this is going on all the way down there and I can only do 5 raids, I can probably do 2 from New Zealand, or really in this case, I can probably do 3 or 4 from Australia, and then my 5th gonna be from Japan. And guess what? I'm done until it turns midnight. And then I can do 5 more from Japan. And then after that, I'm done for the day. And I have to wait until I wake up, get off of work, and then go out and do some raids to try to get the shiny. Well, I ain't gonna say more than likely, because there may be a chance that I won't get the shiny within the first 5 to 10 raids that I do get from Australia and Japan and New Zealand. So yeah, that's gonna be an issue. And again, obviously I understand the notion of being indoors and remote raiding to a gym that's literally down the street or whatever the case may be. But for me personally, raiding around with people around the world is a good thing. You know, that's another thing that gets you friendship. Raiding with the likes of Mr. 7, Trainer Tips, the cruise ship, Awesome Adam. They're all in Cali. I'm not in Cali. That's on the other side of the country. That's not next door. So how am I supposed to do an in-person raid with them if they in Cali and I'm here? You know, I got people in Japan. I got people in Germany. I got people in Mexico. I got people in Hawaii. I got people all over the freaking planet. You know, how am I supposed to do raids with them? Now, granted, I can still do raids with them, but it's going to be way less than it already is because there's a limit now. So that's the only thing about it that I don't like. That's the only thing about it that I don't like. And let's be honest here, when it comes to raiding with people all around the world, granted, yeah, you can still interact with people all around the world by sending gifts and opening gifts and things of that nature, but those are not fun activities. Those are not interacting activities in terms of, you know, some type of gameplay being involved there, like it is with raiding together. Now there's PvP, but the general Pokemon Go player isn't a fan of PvP. Let's be honest. And it don't matter what, you know, Niantic does. It don't matter what the Pokemon Company does or whoever to try and get people to more into PvP, to really take part into it rather. People just not doing it. So there's that. And the only other gameplay activity rather for us to have to do with people from all around the world was raiding. But now there's going to be a limit, so to a degree that's going to be taken away. So there's that. Now let's talk about people who stream, online communities. Yeah, if you stream, there's two ways you can get around this. One, you go out and stream. You grab your phone or your phones and you go out and stream. Now again, it can make things difficult depending on how you do your queue system. Like, I don't know how you may do your queue system, but you may even have to think of ways to redo the queue system if you have to go out and do these streams, so people can do the raids and you can do the raids too. So that's one way. Another way is you can host them from the comfort of your own home. You just can't take part in the raid. So like, you can hop into a lobby or hop into a gym, invite people to the gym, and then back out and don't do the raid. So like, you have like 8 gyms. Guess what? 3 of those gyms you cannot, you know, do the raid. So like the first 3, yeah, I'm gonna join these gyms, invite people who join my Twitch chat or whatever, and then I'm gonna leave and not do the raid because I can't do it. But the last 5 I can. So there you go with that. Now you're probably saying, well, wait a minute. Can't the content creators do anything about this? Can't they say anything about it? Let me be honest with you guys. The content creators have been saying stuff about this for a while, and they are continuing to say stuff about this. So if you have this notion like, oh, they're not saying anything, nah, bruh. That's because you don't know. You don't know. You have no idea what's going on behind the surface. So believe me, stuff is being said. Stuff was already said. And stuff will continue to be said more than likely. So there you go with that. Now, it just like this, I will admit, I wouldn't necessarily say this came out of nowhere, but the timing, is it good? Because of the fact that we have no GoFest news. Like, there's no GoFest news at the moment. So people are waiting for GoFest news, and yet we get this. So it's like, there's gonna be a negative cloud over the game. And let me rewind that. One of the things that they say here. These changes are designed to rebalance the game. Okay, that part I can understand. You know, they want people to go outside more. But let's get to the second part of that statement. And ensure it's enjoyed by trainers for years to come. Now, I'll be honest. The online community, the majority of them, maybe half, but the majority of the online community were not like this. They were not like this at all. So it's all up to the offline community. Now, I talked about this before as well. What do I consider offline communities? People who are now on Twitter, who are certainly now on Reddit, who don't know who Training Tips is, who don't know who Mystic 7 is, nor do they watch any of their content, or don't know who any content creator is, or watch any of their content, or for the most part don't care who they are, whatever the case may be. And at the most, they may be in Facebook just for the groups, or in Discord for the groups, and that's it in terms of all they do with social media. Those are what I consider offline communities. So it's gonna be up to them to see whether or not they're gonna have the same attitude as I do and say, oh my gosh, we get to hang out again. Raid parties are back. Or, oh man, I'm used to being at home all day and doing my raids. So I don't know how they're gonna react to this. It's gonna be very interesting. So that's all I have for you guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and while you're down there in the comment section below, that is, leave the, in all caps, remote, in all caps. So if you reach the point in the video, leave in the comment section below the word remote in all caps. And also, at the very end of this video, you're going to see 2 more videos. One of them is my last video, where I was singing about Cutie Fly. And the other video is going to be something that YouTube recommends for you guys. So, make sure to check both those videos out and subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know what this is. This is boy New Jay Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. Subscribe. Thanks, man. Do it. After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Lewis the trainer, articulating paint. With my tongue, I done things that people said I can't. Now they rank 'em with the elite, but it's for the people, and victory is part of defeat. Cause when you get back on your feet, then you try again. Learn from mistakes, show 'em that I got what it takes, and I'm dying to win. I'ma hit and move away.